Ashley Parker is an MSNBC political analyst and also White House reporter for The Washington Post. Ken Dilanian is an investigative reporter for NBC News. Good morning to both of you. Ken, let me start with you. You broke this story yesterday. Renaud Akhmetshin, this Russian-American lobbyist with reported ties to Russian intelligence in that June meeting last year with Donald Trump Jr. and the Russian attorney. What more do we know about Akhmetshin? What more do we know about his role in that meeting?
Well, Akhmetshin is a classic Washington figure, really. He's a political operator. He's a fixer. He's been called a gun for hire. He sort of lobbies in the shadows, which is probably why it's not surprising that his role was the last to be unearthed in this meeting. We're not exactly sure whether he had a role in setting it up. We do know that he lobbied with this Russian lawyer against sanctions called the Magnitsky Act, and he's been doing that for years, and that happens to be a cause that's near and dear to the heart of Vladimir Putin. Now, he is suspected by some American officials of having ties to Russian intelligence. He hotly denies that, and we're really not sure what the state of the evidence is on that. But the fact that his role wasn't disclosed until yesterday is just another layer of intrigue to this meeting, which is already very significant because don't forget, the meeting was set up under the pretenses of the Russian government directly offering aid to the Trump campaign. And Don Jr., instead of calling the FBI, accepted that overture and took the meeting. Right.
Hey, King, really quickly, are we confident at this point that we know everyone who was in the room for that meeting last summer?
No, we're not, and that's the other interesting thing here. You know, the Trump team presumably could tell us, but they haven't yet. There may have been a translator. There may have been yet another person who's unnamed. So we're really not sure. I think there's still things left to be learned about this meeting.
And Ken, can you put this into perspective for us? How does this meeting with the Trump campaign staff figure into the larger investigation that Special Counsel Robert Mueller is conducting?
Chanel, I think it's very significant because for months, Donald Trump and his defenders have been saying, you're doing this Russia investigation, but where's the evidence of collusion? There's no evidence of collusion. Well, here is some black and white evidence. It's not proof, but it's a demonstration that, according to Rob Goldstone, who wrote this email, the Russian government was helping the Trump campaign. And the Trump campaign didn't say, Donald Trump Jr., when he got that email, didn't say, what effort, what Russian government effort to help us? He just said, love it, let's have a meeting. And so that raises the question of what other meetings happened, what other engagement happened between Russians and the Trump campaign, and you can be sure that that's exactly what Bob Mueller is looking at.
Ashley, you're a reporter, White House reporter with The Washington Post. Take us inside the White House. What's the mood?